Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got another woman here who they're finding ways to sabotage relationships, and I don't know why they want to get online to do this stuff. The only thing I can think of is this is completely driven by Shaitan, the fact that people want to get online and say these things, because you have to remember that's actually one of Shaitan's biggest goals, is to break the marital bond between men and women. So here we go.
Have a real transparent moment with y'all, okay? Because I usually don't share my business. I don't share my personal business online. Right. But for the women, I want y'all to listen to this. Mm-hmm. Listen to my story. You come to your own conclusion based on what I'm about to say. I've been married for 15 years. Wow. When I met my husband, I had more then than I have now. After 15 years of marriage, I'll repeat that. I had more when I met him than I currently have now after 15 years of marriage. I had more going for myself. I had more going for myself, and I had more things that were tangible. But when he met me, right, he had less when he met me than he does now. I'll repeat that. Mm-hmm. When he met me, right, he had less than what he currently has now after 15 years of marriage. Okay. After 15 years of being with me, he is better off now. And I am worse off now. If he were to leave me today, right, I would be in an effed up position. And he would be good. But when we first met, if it didn't work out and I were to leave him, I would have been fine. So I'm going to have a real transparent moment with you.
Can any of us spot the problem with everything she just said? The first issue is that there was a lot of I and me and him and separated language. The language of separation, the language of, it's not a together language. I didn't hear we or us. I heard me and him and I and him. That's what I heard. That's the first thing that I heard. Then she's saying, did I play myself becoming a stay-at-home mom? Whose idea was that? I want to know, whose idea was it for you to sit at home and not generate no income? Because I think what women forget is that children are only children for so long. They're only small children for so long. They don't stay small kids for 18, 19 years. They're only little for the first 10 years or less. And then even then, by the time they 5, 6 years old, they're going to school at least for some amount of hours. You know, Head Start is what, like 4 hours or something like that, 3-4 hours of school or whatever the case may be. And then they start going to school full time. So that's a full 8 hours pretty much of them going to school. And what are you doing in the meantime, in between time when they're in school? Unless you're homeschooling these children, I don't understand why you don't have any free time to do anything, to generate any side income, even if you're not doing a full out of the house 9 to 5. There are a lot of things that you could be doing that generate some kind of income, that have something, some type of income attached to it. A hobby that pay you, a side gig that pay you. You know, it's a lot of at-home jobs. It's a lot of much more than it was 15 years ago. Here's the other thing, because the complaint that she's having is less to do with income as it is to do with the mindset that she have that I spoke to before, the mindset of separation. I wonder, do he feel that his come up is her downfall because she feel like her downfall was his come up? That's what it sounds like. That she quote unquote had all of this, whatever tangible things, more money, whatever the case may be, more when she met him than she do now. But again, it's a circular thing because whose idea was it to stay at home and be a stay-at-home mother? Whose idea was that? If you don't feel like you got no money, whose problem is that? Because the way that you're stating it, you want us to give him a side eye, but really I'm giving you a side eye. You're the side eye because he's not on the internet, far as we know, complaining about you. You're complaining about the monetary status of your personal self rather than looking at the monetary status of the family. If he is now the one who makes more money or has more finances, are you benefiting from those finances? I'm pretty sure that you are. Because you don't seem to have no money. So if he's making more money, then I'm pretty sure that he was able to provide a better place to live now than 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure that y'all drive a better car now than you did 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure that you have a little bit more disposable income now than you did 15 years ago, since he was lower then and he higher now. This is why women are not the leaders. This is why we're not the heads of relationships and stuff. This is why. Because if you wanted your own independent money, then you should have been making your own independent money then. You should have been. Rarely men get mad about you working some type of little job, especially if that job don't compete or make you not fulfill your duties to him, to the household, to the children, to the family. Usually men don't care one way or the other. You can work. I mean, they don't really be tripping about that. Most women work anyway. Let's talk about that. Most incomes, most households, the majority of households with men and women in them, the women are also working. And she is contributing heavily to the household funds because most people are average earning. They're earning about $45,000 a year or so. And then with inflation going up and all this kind of stuff, that stretches a dollar way more than it used to be stretched. It was already not that much. So if you getting a man make about between $45,000 and $50,000 a year, let's say, and then you got a woman that make about $40,000 to $45,000 a year, let's say, and they get together, she don't have the luxury of not working. And she also doesn't have the luxury of taking her money and not putting it towards the bills and the rent in the household. She don't have the luxury of doing that. And don't let no kids be involved and be brought about. Everybody got to put their money in. Right? That's the reality. So it's not a lot of situations to where the man is 100% carrying the full financial load just because the way that the economy is and stuff like that don't really allow for that. So most people are dual income, whether it's a low income, an average income, whatever the case may be, dual income to make it. So in order for your husband to have allowed you the luxury of not working at all or very little, or whatever income that you may or may not have, you don't have to really contribute it to the household. That means that he is well above average earning. He does not earn average money. He earns above average wages. And you mad. You in the car finding something to complain about, something to come to TikTok and speak TikTokian about. Like you find a way to be mad at decisions that you participated in. Mind you that I'm pretty sure when it was first a discussion in the household about you don't have to work no more and you can take care of the kids, I'm pretty sure you jumped at the chance. I'm pretty sure you bragged to somebody about how you ain't got to do this and you ain't got to do that and your man take care of everything and only to be 15 years later sitting in front of a TikTok phone to talk bad about a situation that you participated in and that I'm pretty sure your husband don't see no problem with. He think everything good while you on here on TikTok trying to complain. If you're looking at your pockets and they a little flat, go find something to do instead of trying to talk stupid on the internet about your dang husband. Because it ain't nothing but you bored. Find something to do. You bored. So instead of finding something productive to do, you found something chaotic to do. Girl, if you don't go and make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something for them kids, shut up. Find you something to do. Because now you nitpicking. You must get it easy. This is how easy you got it at the house because you got time to sit somewhere and nitpick about what's going on in the house. Now, you would have another complaint if he was in the same financial space now that he was 15 years ago and you had to carry everything. Then you'd be complaining about that. I'm sick of y'all. Find God. That's what you need. Find the Lord. Find some contentment in the Lord because you're just doing anything at this point. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.